They saw the place where the possible met the impossible and moved toward it. They walked for many an hour and many a day, until, finally, they crossed the edge of paradox. Greetings, humanity, and welcome to Channel Other Doc. I am Jim, your friendly Lacuna GM. I use he/him pronouns, and this is our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox. Invisible Sun is a surreal slice of life game by Monte Cook Games. We are integrating the directed campaign, but most of this game happens spontaneously. We have been battling with technical difficulties and such for a little bit, but we made it. But we're going to go ahead and go around and say hi to everyone and see who they are and who we're playing. And tonight we are starting with Wilde. Hello. I think we've got you muted.
Here we go. Hello, I'm Wilde, at Wilde Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. And I am playing Shantano. That's my TD. Shantano is an itinerant empath of the Order of Apostate who splinters into fragments. They use they, them pronouns.
I'm very glad that the feline members of the stream are just as excited as I am about this. This is good. Excellent. Cool. Awesome. And now let us head over to Arras. Hello.
Hello. Hi, I'm Arras. Or Animus Panthera. My pronouns are she, they, and today I am playing Aroshka Ruzik, aromatic empath apostate, who converses with everything, and her pronouns are she, her.
Excellent. And now we will head over to Anino. Hello.
Damn it, I didn't pull up my character sheet in time.
Oh!
My name is Anino. I use he/him pronouns, but my character, Mac the Husk, uses they, them pronouns. Mac is an itinerant ardent of the Order of the Goetica who provides a vessel for spirits?
Yes!
I think that sounds right.
I think that sounds right to me. Who are any of us, really? I mean, it's hard to say, really.
This is the longest campaign I've been involved in, and I still don't know my whole character's title.
No worries. Believe me, there's so much. There is just so much that has happened, both in the lore of this game alone, and also in the lore of the game as it exists, that I'm trying to integrate with. Not to mention the directed campaign. That I'm lucky to be able to hold on to even a brief snatch of it for any period of time. I couldn't even bother. I couldn't even guess a percentage of how much of it I can hold in my brain at once, because it's probably not a very high percentage. But we try to continue on and ride this minecart all the way down to the end of the line, where it ends suddenly as it drops precipitously over the cliff. Possibly, we don't know. We'll see. We're riding this all the way down to the bottom. But let us then also say hello to Danielle. Hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm Danielle, and unlike Anino, I did remember to open my sheet. I share pronouns, and so does my character, Vormaravanus, aka Vor, who is a connected ardent of the Order of Weavers who shepherds minds.
Excellent. Excellent. Awesome. Okay. Very good. More points for you. Good. Excellent. What do the points mean? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Like we do with the other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card, make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and then we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know that it's we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we are moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much. Then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game may contain body horror, surreal imagery, spiders, snakes, and references to memory loss, death, and existential crises. At any time, you can type !ISCW to see that. Did I put that in rotation? No, I did not. Let me fix that while we're talking about the next thing. So it will once I fix it, it'll pop up regularly as well. On the rotation here, Command ISCW. There we go. And so also just please remember that we have an open door policy, which means any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if any of us needs to. It's just a game, and mental health is always more important. So it's been a few weeks, and as I recall last time, things started out with a nice soup dinner that we were having with good person Che and their spouse, good woman Nora, at their house. Just kind of coming down after finally getting the last of the royal brood of the Insidious, taking care of that, removing that last suggestion that was holding the town hostage effectively. A massive keening cry went across, and all the Insidious that were able to at that time fled that place, and they will have to stay out for like a year and a day. You do still have a couple of Insidious closed up in a box. One, I believe, is dead. The other is paralyzed. But you had dinner. As I recall, there was a bit of... it's a little bit of shall we say, an angry mob waiting for you at the hotel that the mayor was trying to calm down. To that end, you had summoned... Mac had summoned their friend, the spirit that is an armored polar bear, Sir Godfrey, who basically was standing there looking intimidating and kept the crowd at bay long enough for, I believe it was Vor that ended up talking to them and kind of talking them down. Finally, as they were like, "No, it's okay. You're not in. You don't have these things infesting you anymore," and they kind of accepted that for the time being. And the crowd dispersed. They went into the hotel. They got to sleep, and then the next morning, there was a little bit of communication where they were trying to see that, like where they went down to the mayor's house, waiting for Baylock, because Baylock was supposed to come by that day, because this is the person to whom the town had been compelled to give the ice that they had, the Redivivus ice. The mayor confirmed that the party could, if they so desire, take away as much redivivus ice as they can carry. But the thing is that apparently either someone tipped Baylock off, or, well, we're not sure what happened exactly, but Baylock did not show. So they decided, so the mayor said, okay, I'm going to get together with Bristol, good person Bristol, who will help me see if I can put together some more information about what's been going on here, seeing if we can find this more information on where Baylock or the ones who are controlling the Insidious, the Sisterus Queen, might be. I believe information was shared in that regard, I think. And so they're going to get together and try to figure out some more to see if they can get some more info for you. And in the meantime, the group went to brunch at the Red Thistle. It had only recently started serving brunch because due to a sudden change in reality that was affected by the same said group the previous day. And so they served brunch, and at that point, Chantineau's friend Murder, an anthropomorphic concept embodying murder, showed up for brunch, and so they had brunch with Murder for a little while.
Friend.
Yeah. We haven't really defined the boundaries of the relationship as of yet. They're just, it's very early stages. But
doesn't help that we can't talk to each other.
That's true. Murder is mute. So it's but they communicate. They have sort of as Chantineau has discovered in his learning, they have a kind of a very violent-looking sign language that they use, and the language of murder. Perhaps for such an entity, the language of murder is indeed the language of love. I don't know. Aren't they similar in so many ways? Let's not go down that road. Anyway,
Nothing is so final and committed than murder.
That's right.
True.
What better way to show someone you really care? Anyway. Sorry, this is the phase where I'm getting the most horrible of jokes out of my system.
Just a whole line of Hallmark cards.
I know, right?
waiting to be.
Yeah, there's an untapped market here. I know it. Yes. Yeah, May in chat has, of course, pointed out that the difference between kiss and kill is just a couple of letters. So, or the same letter, really, just one letter repeated. It's very close. But anyway, oh God. But anyway, so yes, so this encounter was interrupted eventually by the fact that there had been some clouds gathering. It wasn't, but which then for some reason decided to rain lightning and little meteors onto the Red Thistle. Kind of just specifically, taking out a good portion of it in the process. Red Thistle caught fire. People, fire brigade was getting together trying to put it out. And our Vizsla were sort of quickly finished their brunch first. They made sure to finish their brunch first before they did anything. They got up and started looking. It was like, and Vor, I think it was again, looked up at the cloud, tried to figure out what was going on. It's like, okay, this is a spell. Where is this spell coming from? Traced it to a hill to the east of this town, Yestervale, and saw upon it this person, sort of up on this cart, matching the description of Baylock. then waved to them and vanished. And that was where we left things off. And if folks don't mind, I am going to go ahead, since it's been so long, I'm just going to reset the Path of Suns, so we're just going to start over, if that's all right. But yes, so the red thistle has been burning merrily, and they're starting to try to get the fire out at this point. And it looks like they're going to. The cloud is just... oh, yes, that's right, because Vor also helped disperse the cloud. Our group sort of did that, helped that. And so it's no longer getting pelted, and so they're going to be able to... It looks like they're going to... They're going to be able to put the fire out. There will not be nearly as much of the red thistle left as there was this morning. Unfortunately, it would appear. And so, before I do anything else, so what are you folks doing?
Well, I don't think it's so much as a stretch to say that Mac is probably the most prideful of the brunch crew, and so he is naturally very angry at the fact that their greatest contribution to reality yet has been destroyed by this Baylock. He's also very surprised that he's this angry. And he's sort of wondering whether or not this is the kind of anger that he had before he returned to the actuality, the old Mac the Husk. Well, I think it's time to close out our deal, bring these bugs back to those mushroom people.
I agree. And then I think we need to see if the mushrooms can help point us in the direction of a certain Beasley. Perhaps the Sistress Queen, if we're feeling fancy.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will mention is, and actually let me go ahead and pull a card so that I can get a line on this scene that we have here, as you're going to see a couple of people again in just a second. Let me go ahead and see here where we are. Posting a card to the... I don't know if we've ever had this one. I don't think we have. This one does not look familiar at all to me. Let me go ahead and show it to everyone here. This is card number 4. Did I get that right? No, I got that completely wrong. Wait. Let me go back there. Yes, there we go. Okay, that's good. Cards, Jim. There we go. This is card number 4. This is the Weeping Priest. I don't think we've run into the Weeping Priest before.
It's oddly fitting.
It is oddly fitting.
Brunch.
It's oddly fitting to a lot of that happens a lot with this game. I'm noticing. So, the priest sits alone, filled with sadness or remorse. What has happened? What's causing his misery? Happiness, success, and good fortune are fragile things, easily taken away by the cruel hand of fate. This is particularly true when there's a probably unseen weakness in a plan. As the apprentice of the Secrets family, the Weeping Priest is its weak link. It's a hindrance at best and a hidden stab in the back at worst. The worst secret of all is the one that conceals betrayal by the one you love most. In divination, the Weeping Priest is almost always an unwelcome card. It indicates a surprise reversal, and it's almost always bad. It suggests that there's an unexpected weakness in the plan to deal with the matter at hand.
I don't like where this is going.
Interesting. Okay. So, I think that some of the people who are, as this thing is being put out, I think some of the people are starting to grumble a bit again. You did help. I believe. I think someone last time did at least try to help put the fire out. Or they said they were heading in that direction at least. But some of the townsfolk are just sort of like they look at that, they look at the thing, this magic happened, they look kind of at you folks a little bit. They're not, but it's not. They're not ready to grab their pitchforks again, or necessarily at this point. But they're just, some of them are a little uncertain. The mayor by this point has arrived and has been also been helping the bucket brigade, the fire brigade, bucket brigade. They're possibly the same thing here, so like all of the important figures in town are here right now because of what has just happened. I think at this point, the mayor is going to come up to you folks, she's just going to look sort of you over in general. What happened? How did this happen? Someone said that it was raining meteors?
Yeah, that's a thing that happened.
Your former customer, Baylock, is perhaps no longer pleased that the village is not under control anymore.
She looks sort of back over her shoulder, and you see Bristol standing there, coming up. Yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense. I think that when those things let go of us last night, their patron must have felt it. Must have. At least that's what texts are saying. There was one of you had mentioned. I've been doing some research. One of you remember yesterday we were talking, and someone brought up the Rattler, and I wasn't sure where I'd heard that reference before.
Yes.
It's a well, there is a very old local legend. It goes back to there was they used to have around. There were some settlements to the south of here, like when they were used to be. A few, several hundred years ago, a few hundred years ago at least, they had these mining towns out there before they found this spot, just sort of out hunting, trying to find the ice, and there was I think we were able to, from some of the lore of that area, that's the Rattler is this figure that I think might be the same as this one that's in this one that's in the book that your friend has. they say for a moment, just sort of looking around for Shaw and not seeing her.
She'll be back.
Yeah. But and that's the thing. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you this. I couldn't say anything. But thankfully, they let me ignore the fact you were taking the book. Yes, no, that's this. I think it's got to be. It could be the same figure as the Sistrurus Queen.
Wow.
So there's a nameless gulch by this nameless town, this old mining town. That either that or the town is called Nameless. I'm not sure. It's the sources vary, but it's that's out to the south. There's where she is likely to be, probably down there in the gulch, I think. You might also want to see, as she's a being of great power, from what I've uncovered. She also has to shed her skin fairly regularly, so there might be something. If you decide you want to go hunting for that, you can probably find. If you can find a shed skin of hers, you can probably find out a lot more about her than I could tell you. Just from that, it's apparently itself has like a piece of her in it somehow.
Gotcha.
It'll probably be out in the desert somewhere. Not hopefully not too far from there. And just sort of looks back at the mayor, sort of nods. Yeah. After last night, I'm very well, and it's sort of the mayor is just sort of looking around, looking back. After last night, I'm a bit I'm getting more concerned for your safety. This we can rebuild. Well, this we can rebuild. Few people are going to grouse about it for a while, but no, it's well, it seems like. It does seem as though you've. I imagine that you're going to be targets of the Queen, and so I don't know if I mean, do you think is this going to keep happening?
Not if we put an end to the Queen in some way, shape, or form. Or find out what she's here for and get her to move on.
Yeah. I would ask if you're going to be. Well, I'm going to continue to help you any way I can, but I would ask you to keep your heads down if you're going to be in the area of town, please.
We'll do our best. We're not exactly quiet people, but we'll try.
She's sort of looking at these stony faces that are just sort of looking over at her, talking to you folks, and some people are just like, You can see those people getting ready. These very simple people getting ready to just easily blame these newcomers to town for all this strife they've been experiencing.
I mean, we did just save them all from some nasty mind control, but you know.
Oh yeah,
that was using them to death in the mines.
Yeah, no, they're and as soon as that's fully explained to them,
we introduced the town to culture.
That too.
They don't have to love us. We just want them to not hate us.
They do need to love brunch, though. That's
it's an important.
If they want to thank us, that's how they should thank us.
It's only fair.
Yeah. It's only fair that they rebuild this as a commemorative brunch place in our honor.
Restaurant.
With a comprehensive mimosa menu. Anyway, we have mushrooms to go talk to, right?
Yeah, we said we'd bring these evil brain bugs to them.
We gotta go dispose of the rest of these insidious, but we'll try to keep our heads down. Try being.
I'd appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right. Is there anything else we can? Is there anything we can help you with at this point?
Just try to maybe explain to some of your townsfolk that.
Well, yes, that goes without saying. That's
okay. Just making
going to
sure.
happen as soon as we're done with.
Yeah. No, just want to make sure that we're all on the same page about
Yes.
events of the last 24 hours.
If you would like some ice, I've already asked them to give you whatever's in there, if you would like it.
Oh well, that would be lovely. Yes.
Look
Look at everybody else. I'm like ice.
Yes, definitely. Yes. And our brunch was interrupted, so if we could finish brunch, that would be awesome as well.
Well, I thought you made a point to finish your brunch before you helped put out the fire.
It's true. We did.
I remember.
We finished eating.
We brought it with
us. We know what our priorities are.
I mean, we finished the food. The spirit of brunch is no longer there.
It's true. That is true.
I demand at some point in this campaign a Deus Ex Machina where the spirit of brunch comes to save us.
You've done so much for it.
Jim, please make this happen.
I'll make a note under the NPCs.
The spirit of brunch.
We've done so much for the spirit of brunch. It should be thankful to us. We rearranged reality for it.
That needs to be in Monte Cook Games' next supplement. It's a tribute to us. Spirit of brunch.
It can go along with our brunch cookbook.
Oh yeah, along with our brunch cookbook. Exactly.
Very important.
Oh
my God. Emma will, however, Emma did manage to save a few because she happened to be holding them at the time. She did manage to save a handful of egg sandwiches.
Oh boy!
So she will bring those out to she will give those to you if you would like them.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Never pass up more free food.
Yeah.
Especially not egg sandwiches.
There are 3 egg sandwiches and 1 grilled cheese sandwich.
How certain is this grilled cheese sandwich?
It's probably less certain than the other one.
You take a look at it. You evaluate it very frankly. And you'd say it's grilled cheese sandwichness, and you know this instantly. Its level of grilled cheese sandwichness is about a 7.5 out of 10.
Pretty close to the archetypal grilled cheese.
So we're saying a C.
Yeah, C plus, maybe, depending on how you're grading it, but yeah.
I suppose that is acceptable.
Vor takes an egg sandwich and then starts heading off to the mushrooms.
It's not a grilled cheese of certainty. It's only a grilled cheese of vague knowledge.
It's a grilled cheese sandwich of 3/4 certainty.
Of general okayness.
It's a pretty sure grilled cheese sandwich. It's not a certain grilled cheese sandwich, but it's a pretty sure grilled cheese sandwich.
Anyways, let's go talk to some evil mushrooms.
Yeah. As we tromp over to where the mushrooms are, Vor's contemplating how much better her egg sandwich would be if there were mushrooms on it as well.
Oh my
She will not
god.
voice
You
them.
really want to eat the evil mushroom?
Not the evil mushrooms, just mushrooms in general. She's had no desire to eat the evil
Be
mushrooms.
careful now if you're out gathering the mushrooms. Not to pick the evil ones.
Forget poisonous mushrooms. We got to worry about evil mushrooms.
This is true.
Well, they could be poisonous and evil. They probably are, for all we know.
Fair point.
That's right. Let me see. Okay. Let me actually, there's a thing I just wanted to make sure I was looking at correctly. Yes. There is a thing that I just want to make sure. There's a thing I noticed I came across that I want that I may actually have. Yeah. Just want to make sure that with the Sooth deck that I just want to check on that. I want to make sure that I am. I may need to reverse something I said earlier. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Yes. So, I need to apologize, actually. Wilde, you asked me this question, actually, I think a couple of sessions ago. Yes, if a card is in play that and I found this in the gate as I was coming across, as I was finishing my reading of the gate, that if a card played from the card family associated with a character's heart, such as Mysteries card for a Stoic, all of that character's actions do get a +1 bonus to their venture. So that is by default, no matter whether you've got a Sovereign in play or what. So that is a thing. So as I draw this next card, we may want to pay attention to which family it's from, in case that matches your heart, because that will give you a bonus. It's going to get. I'm noticing though that as this goes, it gets harder and harder to keep that a secret. It's interesting how that works. But in any case, you are proceeding once more back. So you're heading back to the house to get out there and go to the garden.
Yes.
Okay, the house with the party. I shall draw another card. All right. Let me go ahead and do that. And do this. Okay. So we have with us, this is card number 28, the Swan. Because it is one of the things, then that's going to be harder to pull up. There it is, okay. The Swan, which we've not had for a while. It's in the Visions family. Elegant and serene. The Swan is the companion card of the Visions family. It is a harbinger of luck, and in particular it is said to bring calm, favorable weather with it, wherever it goes. But as many someones have said, we make our own luck. In this case, the Swan represents that as well. In the midst of a challenge, someone displays a talent, an affinity, or even a magical ability that they didn't know they had. When this happens, it is sometimes called a Swan event. In divination, this is a card suggesting good fortune. The winds of fate blow favorably for the person in question and the path that lies before them. Rarely, however, it is deeper than that. The Swan and its resultant Swan effects can suggest that one might have a talent that has so far been unrecognized, even by the person in question. That talent is the key to moving forward and succeeding at some upcoming challenge. But how does one discover such a thing? All right. Cool, cool. So, you're going to head back to the house. Getting inside is fairly uneventful this time. Also, we have a companion card. Let me also make sure. Duplicates previously played card. Okay. Cool, cool. And let me see here. So as it duplicates the previous card was the apprentice. Was an apprentice. It was the weeping priest. I forgot to actually look at that one before. At the apprentice because it's been a few weeks. The apprentice is -1 to all actions if heart matches family. So since we have effectively an apprentice still in play, everyone is at -1 unless your heart matches visions, which means that you're basically at not you're even.
But I thought you said it's -1 if your heart matches.
Yeah. Oh wait, you're right. -1 to all actions if heart matches family. If you're an apprentice. Yeah. This is the weird part, right?
Yeah, the apprentices are the ones that knock you down.
Yeah,
if
they do knock
if you
down.
match, not the other way around.
You're right. I'm just reading words and not actually processing them through my brain. Thank you.
No worries.
So, yeah.
I find the Sooth deck fascinating, so I've read a lot of the rules on it.
Cool. No, that's great.
So it does that instead of...
I think we're going to have to say that it does that instead of...
Because the Swan is also visions.
Yeah, that's weird. Because this is like, how does one cumulatively work the thing? The Swan is a companion, which says it duplicates previously played card. And so... I guess I'm taking that to mean that it's as though we just played another apprentice. But let me see. Let me do some quick brain math here. The previous card, though, was secrets. So if we want to, one way we could interpret this is that secrets are getting knocked. If you're having a heart associated with secrets, then that's still getting knocked down -1, if that effect is being duplicated. But the current card is a Swan, so if your heart matches Swan, then you'd be at +1. Does that sound reasonable for this card turn, do we think? So -1 if secrets, +1 if visions?
Yeah.
I think that seems to work. So many things to juggle. Okay. Okay, cool. So you're going to be heading in. And as you are as you're going through, you go through the front door. There's a sort of an outdoor party venue you have to go through that's kind of by a lake. Looks kind of like one of those, like some family is having a 4th of July celebration of some kind, or some other holiday that involves fireworks that are happening over the lake. And I think that, yes, near the internal entrance to the party, you are going to, which is, you have this sort of gravel path that has been going around and up to this cabin, and the cabin door apparently is the entrance to the party itself. And it is over by this cabin that you see an individual you recognize. This is the angel that was here. Suzenua. I believe they look like a big vase of flowers, if I recall correctly. And they sort of they'll turn around and sort of see you. They're coming around from the side of the house coming around the side of this cabin, and you can see the door to the cabin's open, and you can see the party, the sort of much bigger Victorian house-looking theme of the party that it's holding on to right now inside. So the angel will come around as you're heading up that way, and sort of looking at everyone back and forth. And I think we found it.
Found what?
The observatory.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, lead on.
And we had to sort of check the interface. Well, yeah, it's and we'll head over as it sort of nods, heads around to the side of the cabin, and yeah, Lady Isabel's down there. She sort of turns and you see it's this. There's this grill that's opened up over this crawl space underneath the cabin. This cabin by this lake. He says, and sort of looks down, sort of kneels down, which is a very long trip for this angel. This angel is very tall, so kneels down, looks in there. Yeah, she's working on it in there. There's an opening mechanism that she's trying to get open. Apparently. I can't fit under there the way this is configured right now, but that's apparently what's happening right now.
Does she need a hand?
She seems determined to try to figure it out, but I just sort of, the angel just sort of shrugs. It's like, she's been in there a little while, so I don't think she'd necessarily object.
I'll look back at the rest of the group. Do we want to go try to help get the door open before we go talk to the mushrooms?
Couldn't hurt.
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
not.
Yes, Roshka. Okay. Then Vora will get down and head in.
Okay. So, it's like it's basically so you have this sort of area where it's very grassy leading up to the edge of the lake, and the shore of the lake is sandier, of course, but you're a little further inland than that. But there's still some sand, mixed in with the grass at this point. But you sort of are crawling through, you're getting down, you're crawling in, and you see that as you get closer in, you can hear this sort of, it's like whispering, kind of as you get closer, and you sort of see there's this light So this little hovering light under here, you can and you see in a sitting position near this middle sort of there are a few little posts basically that hold this post is the wrong word, blocks. They're like big, maybe cinder block looking things holding up this cabin, right? And you see Isabel sitting by one that's in the middle, and she's like sort of touching one, and she's touching the something on the cinder block, and she seems to be talking to it, where she's just like, "Come on, what do you want? I don't think you were here before. I don't know what this is."
Hiroshka has followed. I'm gonna lean over to Hiroshka and be like, "This sounds like a job for you."
Okay. I just step forward awkwardly, like.
Yeah, you kind of scoot forward because you kind of have to you have to crouch down when you're under here. And she looks over. Oh, hi. It's I think it's got to be this, right? This is, and you sort of take a look. This little light that's shining here. It's this little metal door in the middle of the cinder block, and it has like what looks like a little star pattern on it, sort of in these concentric rings.
Do I recognize it from that? Because there was that missing star map earlier, wasn't there?
Yes. It's that. You also recognize it from somewhere else. But it's like you immediately look at the symbol and you're like, I know this symbol. Where precisely you recognize it from, I'm not sure if you remember or not. That's actually more something that I think you can determine. You may get flashes of like handing a design over to someone to make this door, possibly as you're looking at it.
That's fascinating.
And where it's like, this is like a secondary entrance, you think.
That's a start. It's a good start. We can find the secondary one. Maybe we can move from there to the first one. Do I remember having it made. Do I remember how to open it?
So you're trying to think back, and there is something about a particular way in which you're supposed to touch the pattern. There's like, you're supposed to touch certain stars in it, you think. At this point, Isabella says, "It's not telling me how to get in, and I can't really pick up on what it's saying. I'm not sure."
Well, I will try asking it then.
Okay.
Just be like, well, I guess first I'll be like, do you know me / remember me?
Oh, it's you. Yes. Yes, I do.
Hey, I seem to have forgotten how to open you too. Could you tell me?
So... Okay. We have reached the point... We have reached a point in the narrative where I need to ask you a question.
Okay.
Before I tell you how this door responds. And so what I'd like to know, if you, as I wanted to give this time, before we definitively said this or not, what I'd like to know is, and this is, I will go with whatever you tell me on this, okay? Did Eroshka erase her own memories?
Oh, that's a good question. I kind of feel like the answer to that question is probably yes.
Okay, you want to go with yes?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Okay. Also, by the way, safety tools are still in place, so if at any point you want to exit or retro it, we can totally do that at any point later if you decide you would like to. But we'll, for the time being, go on with it being with it. Yes, you did. So, the way the door is going to respond to you. So, I'm not sure what to do right now. Because on the one hand, it seems quieter now, but on the other hand, I seem to remember that you didn't want me to. You told me not to tell you. So I'm not sure what to do now. I don't want to. I mean, I want to do what. Obviously, I want to do whatever you want, certainly, but I don't want to. I don't want to cause you any strife, one way or the other. Is this a test?
No, I just don't remember why I told you that in the past.
Okay. Well, you didn't tell me why. I always, as you know, I always do whatever it is you tell me. So, if, I mean, I can, oh dear. So, should I tell you? Or, is that, if this is not a test, I mean, and you want me to tell you, I'll go ahead and tell you. Is that what I'm supposed to do right now?
Yes, we need to get in for reasons. I don't have to go in. Maybe I shouldn't go in, but you can tell me and I'll let somebody else go in.
Okay. Okay, I guess. I mean, yeah, like, I don't know what the situation is. I will tell you, at the time, things were a little loud in there. But... And you were on the other side of the door, come to think of it. You were on the other side of me, come to think of it, so... Maybe it's just different that you're out here. I don't know. Maybe it's okay? It might be okay. I don't know. But yeah, no, I'll tell, yes, absolutely. So it's, to open, then you just work backwards from the paradox symbol. So you touch the three key symbols, starting with the paradox symbol. And then that'll do it. So the paradox, the boat, and then the spear.
Okay, I'm gonna relay this information to people who are standing around me and be like, apparently I told it not to tell me how to open it, so maybe I shouldn't go in / maybe nobody should go in.
Well, we can't re-anchor this place without going in.
Okay, well, I will stay out here then, I guess.
But aren't
Isabel-
you like the person who anchored this before? So your expertise is kind of needed. I mean,
Okay.
I don't think the place is just going to blow up if you walk in.
I mean, do we really know that? Apparently, I used to manufacture weapons, so...
Yes, we're all aware of that vague yet sordid history, but I feel like the only person that we've ever really had to worry about walking into a particularly dangerous place and cause some sort of unstable reaction as well, Shantano.
What do you mean?
Like that Nexus that you walked into? You remember the Nexus?
Yeah, I mean, it was fine, I guess.
My point being is that I don't think that it's going to be an issue for us to just walk into the observatory.
Yeah. And, I mean, there can't be that many world-destroying ending things, right?
Surely there's a limit on the number
if
of
anything,
those.
I mean, how many could the old you have possibly made?
Right. There's a finite amount of world-ending things that you could have made.
Well, but it could be
And
room
technically-
ending. Technically?
I mean, you know, when we walked into your house, the reason why it blew up wasn't because of you walking in there, it was because someone was already there trying to rob it, so...
It's true, I guess. Okay, well.
What's the worst that could happen, really?
I mean, lots, but when's that ever stopped us before?
Exactly. We've always come upon the worst and nothing bad has ever happened.
All right.
Well, nothing bad that's like destroyed us, but I mean, I think plenty bad has happened.
Yeah, bad things have happened, just not to us.
But I think, yeah, I mean, I think we have a duty to re-anchor the party.
I mean, how's that different from what I said?
We'll discuss that later, I think. For now, let's. I think we should go in, and Oroshka, you should come with us so that we can fix this.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Go in, I think.
Did you touch the symbols in the order that was specified? Hiroshika, I will tell you that you recognized the symbols the moment the door spoke them to you.
Okay. I'll open the door then, I guess.
Okay. So you press the symbols.
Here goes nothing.
And this door creaks open. And you're looking at, it's about the size, I mean, this door, it's like the same size as the rest of the crawl space, right? So what you're looking at is what's maybe like about the size of a duct, a passageway the size of a duct. D-U-C-T. Heading out in front of you. It goes forward. Much longer than the cinder block, but, you know, that's just how this place works.
This is gonna be a squeeze. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Since it's my possible death trap.
That's the spirit of Rushka.
I mean, I'm gonna go into really small places.
It'll fit you folks fine. The only person who can't get down here is the angel. That's the not this way anyway. But yeah, no, you may there's going to be a little, you're going to have to crawl for a little bit.
Mac is going to follow and start crawling. He'll light up a little lighter just to grab light. Illuminate the passage a bit. And you can just hear him muttering, "Oh, come out to the endless party. We'll get together, have a few laughs."
Yes!
I think from behind Mac, Vor's behind Mac, and when he starts muttering like that, Vor just like swipes at his ankle.
Isabel is crawling along with you, and she will say, I don't think I knew this was down here.
I mean, maybe you did, and just don't anymore.
Are you sure?
Story these days.
Because I think... Oh, well.
This is why we broke up. I kept too many secrets.
Mayhap.
I mean, in a way, you're sort of getting a taste of your own medicine because now you're keeping secrets from yourself and it's driving you crazy.
To be honest, I feel like I have to say, it takes quite a bit of skill to keep secrets from yourself. So, you should probably be proud of that.
Gee, thanks.
Yep. That's very fair. That's very fair. I think that Isabel notably does not know how to feel during this conversation. But is being understanding, at least, or at least more understanding than you seem to recall she used to be, perhaps. I am going to pull up... Huh. That's interesting. Let me see if I can... It should be in here somewhere. Trying to pull up the card here. I have drawn card number 39, and for some reason it's not showing. I'm going to close a couple of the earlier card windows here, just to see if it'll pop up for me here. There it is. So, switching into a new location, I've drawn the Enveloping Darkness.
Oh boy.
That's when Mac's lighter cuts out.
Yeah. Excellent. Dark isn't an absence of light. Light is an absence of darkness. Darkness is the default. It moves in to fill any place the light abandons. The dark was the totality of the actuality before the suns existed. And according to many, sun or suns, it kind of indicates here, and according to many, the dark will be the totality again once the sun or suns are gone. The darkness is the end. It takes things. It takes us. It grabs, constricts, and overwhelms everything not warded by the light. The enveloping darkness portends an ending. Something draws quickly to a close. Endings aren't always bad, though. This is in divination, by the way. Endings aren't always bad, though. So this card turn can bring relief as an affliction or a problem comes to an end. The card can also mean restriction or denial. The tendrils of the enveloping darkness can hold us fast and keep us from doing what we want, an end to freedom, so to speak. This card does not suggest death for the person in question, but it can suggest the death of someone involved in the matter at hand. This is interesting. There's a certain way I feel like I kind of want to interpret this. So, it is also an invisible card, a card of the invisible sun, which is one of the weird things. But it is mysteries. So, that's where we're sitting now. Yeah. As you're crawling through here, it's as though you can hear, for a moment, you hear this sound that's like, for a moment it's like, it feels like this is a duct for a moment, and so for a moment it's like you hear the duct turning on, you think? But you don't feel anything. You don't feel a breeze or anything. And then you realize, as you continue to crawl, that I gave it away. The sound of the air changes, and it retracts, and it sounds like slow and labored breathing. You realize. You're not sure where it's coming from. It is uncertain.
Don't know what to do about that.
You're in the lead, Aroshka. What do we do?
It's very dark ahead of you.
I guess. Does anybody have a light? Additional light?
Yeah. The little globe that Isabel has been using is instantly snuffed out as you got in here. And she's like,
has anybody tried relighting their light source?
For a moment you hear Isabel is like, she mutters something. As she casts one of her prepared spells. One of her prepared spells for the day, as Vance's do. She casts it, and it's like, that's strange. It's here, I can feel it, but it's not producing any light. Are you absolutely sure we knowingly put this in here, or do you think this is?
Well, I knowingly put a door on it and then told the door not to let me in. So maybe not.
This is very strange. So yeah, I mean, it's you can still feel the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just said that. Well, yeah, we got to be close to getting out to the exit room.
Did you put some kind of magical darkness down here?
That's a great question, but I don't know the answer to.
Isabel says, "I certainly didn't."
I mean, we're effectively in a duct. It's not like there's a lot of other ways to go, is there? Or should you don't? You hear like banging noises.
No, you're only feeling.
Starts like feeling.
You're only feeling, it doesn't feel like there are any turns. You
Yeah.
seem to...
Okay.
Guess we'll just keep going forward. I mean, to the Evil Observatory.
I don't know that we have a choice other than going back, which doesn't seem like much of a choice.
Yeah.
So, Arashka, as you continue to crawl forward, you hear something very distant. Nobody else hears this, by the way. Because this is... We're not sure what's speaking, but it's, Actually, yes. Arashka, it's kind of like the walls of the Duct. The Duct is kind of trying to communicate something to you. And it's having trouble, but it's sort of like... What you get is this sense of like... I am hearing something. Calling out. From beyond. Something has seen you. Something has seen you here. But it is bound. But it struggles more now. For it sees you. Beware. It sees you from its place near the void. It was sometimes a little difficult to make out, as there are certain vowel consonant sounds it's missing, but...
No, I think I caught all of that. I'm just
Okay.
gonna like pause, and to everybody else, I'm gonna be like, so do you recall I said that last time that I was here, the telescopes were warning me that I should leave? Something was coming. Now the walls are warning me that I should leave, and something is coming.
It cannot move. It cannot come. But it sees you.
Okay, it's not coming. It just knows that I'm here.
Well, it's not like we were being stealthy or anything.
There's a whole party upstairs that knows we're here.
I don't think if this word void was used. It's repeatedly described as it. Makes me nervous.
Well, better to know than not know. Keep on moving. Do you need a skateboard? I'll pull out a skateboard and, we can just slide right down. I could do that. And he reaches into one of his plentiful pockets. I mean, if you're not going to use it, I'm going to use it, so...
It's your skateboard. Maybe you can use it. I will keep with the crawling and the feeling, and I guess we're going forward to the Evil Observatory. Let's do this.
Okay.
Evil things here in this house.
I don't understand how an observatory could actually be evil. Just an observatory.
Well, to be fair, though, she can speak to things, and so, I get it. I get it, Aroshka, but we have a job to do.
Oh, okay, well, we're going forward. Yeah, keep going.
As you're moving forward, you start to see what could be a little bit of light ahead. And the breathing sound is starting to recede. But you do distantly hear, still, from that part of the duct. Are we evil?
You gently pat the duct and be like, no.
If you wish it, we shall be. We do your bidding.
Nope, not evil. I feel like I'm saying this loud, so you all hear me whispering to the wall. Like, nope. No evil. Bad wall.
As you wish.
I mean, the absence of mortals doesn't actually mean you're evil.
Okay, I have a philosophical comment about that, but I feel like this duct is not the place to have a philosophy debate. So maybe we should continue and Arosh could just keep telling the walls not to be evil. And yeah. Let's just get this over with.
So, going to keep moving until you come to a grill that there is some light pouring in from, a low level of light. It's up ahead of you. Metal grill.
I guess I'll peek through the grill, see what's on the other side.
I'm going to draw another card now.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I just need to take a moment to laugh internally.
Uh-oh.
As I pull up this next card. This is card number 36. This is the Untrustworthy Mirror.
Not evil, it's just not trustworthy.
That's right. The word evil is totally not there. Can we trust the mirror? Can we? Can we at all?
We've scared Arras away.
No. She can hear us. She can hear us. It's the Mysteries family. Also, the gold sun is up now. Also, so I'm gonna go. Gold is up. Silver is down. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the sun.
Turn it on.
I shall activate the sun in our. I need to decide actually if I want to keep doing it like this or if I want to. No, that's the cloud. That's not the one. The sun, yes. I need to decide if I want to change how I do this, but for the time being, gold sun. There we go. And here we go. There it is. So, can we trust the mirror? Shadow thinking would say yes, but wisdom gained in the actuality suggests otherwise. When no one can see your reflection, is it really yours? If you have to look in a mirror to confirm your own appearance or identity, how do we know it's not lying? The world is full of illusion and deception. Believing your own eyes isn't always wise, and believing what's in the mirror is a step removed even from that. In divination, something that appears real is not. It could be that someone's in disguise, or it might just be that an idea, a fact, or an emotion is actually a deception. Taken broadly, the untrustworthy mirror suggests failure. Interesting. But I see so many additional possibilities in how to apply this card right now. But that said... Okay. So, I think the way that I'm going to apply this is you look out. Yeah, I think this is how we're going to apply this. You see the observatory. It is brightly lit as you look out, Aroshka. Which is unusual considering that it wasn't this bright when you were approaching.
Aww.
You see in the observatory yourself. Going around from station to station working, doing something. You are wearing a very nice black suit while you were doing this.
Of course I am.
And as you're doing this, you see that you are there is someone else in there with you. It looks like it could be Gilda, who seems to be working on something, some mechanism or other. Now, what you're getting here is a piece of a memory. As you're looking out and you see this, and you can't hear what you are saying. You're saying something to Gilda, and Gilda, you can hear what Gilda is saying. Gilda's saying, no, it should function fine. We both worked on the designs, but I know this well enough. I should be able to get all of this turned on myself. It should be fine. And then you say something else. And then Gilda says, no, it should be fine. I don't think they're going to notice. They should not be able to notice given the way that we have put this together. I mean, it's your project. You see yourself standing over by a switch. And you seem to look askance at Gilda. And she says, Fine. If afterward it turns out that there are any issues, I shall endeavor to assist you with that. But I think this looks like this is going to be fine. I think that it should help you to see whatever it is you're trying to look at. Aroshka, what do you think you did next?
I mean, I feel like I probably did pull the switch. I don't know. Good question.
Okay. Eroshka in the chamber pulls the switch. And you see underneath the large... There's the large lens comes down into place, sort of turning. It's like a big... The big telescope in the middle. It turns down. And... begins glowing a little bit. The eyepiece glows a little bit, just a tiny bit. And Eroshka goes over, the past Eroshka goes over and begins setting some things. It's controls of some kind. You can't really make out exactly what she's doing. And Gilda is nodding kind of, almost a little bit excitedly almost. Though she doesn't tend to show much emotion in any case. And my next question is, does Eroshka look through the eyepiece first, or does Eroshka allow Gilda to look through the eyepiece first?
I feel like probably Roshka goes first.
Okay. Something strange happens here. Because you think you remember going first. As this is happening, this memory is unfolding for you. But then you see something happen where Gilda leans in quickly and looks. And you see Pastor Roshka step forward, saying something, and there's a bright flare from the scope itself. And then it's very strange, because then you see Pastor Roshka and Gilda standing in the positions they were in just a few seconds prior. And then you see Pastor Roshka shake her head and almost knowingly leaps a little bit closer forward and looks herself. And then the vision fades. It starts to fade. As you can see that as Eroshka does this, she doesn't shove Gilda out of the way. But Gilda just sort of just sort of pulls back for a moment and then is working with something that is glowing underneath the scope itself. You see her crouch down for a second, something that you didn't see before, you think. But you see Gilda crouch down and she's working with something glowing underneath the panel. And then the vision fades out completely. And the light has returned to normal. Well, normal. It's a very low light in there. You can't see very well in there, but there is light coming in. And you see that is the observatory. Everything's in the same spot.
Ooh. Well, I'm just gonna tell everybody, okay, let's go in, but just, I'm pretty sure that, it's, in observatories, we're observing things, but I think we're being observed in this observatory. Just FYI.
Noted.
I'm gonna go in through the duct. Is it on the sea? Is it up?
The observatory that goes both ways. Well, you just push forward, and after a moment, you just need to push a little hard, and then it will come down. And you see that you're up a little ways, but you could climb down from here, you think. There are some cabinets you could land on. Without hurting yourself, you don't think.
Alright, top down, I guess.
Okay. You hop down. As you are climbing into the observatory, the lights come up just a little bit, reacting to your presence. And you see once again, as I think most of you have been here there is but you see there's a lot of different instruments. There's a bunch of panels, instruments on the far wall. It looks like this place looks like it could be, the nature of the brick, it's kind of dark, but there's brick walls all around you. It's kind of like if this were constructed inside like an underground old subway station or something like that. Basically, that's kind of the aesthetic, except the bricks are sort of black, or painted black, probably. And there are a lot of cabinets, and there are a lot of devices around here. There are a number of what look like, there's a lot of what looks like astronomical equipment, and a number of different scopes looking in different directions, and the big telescope in the middle. As a reminder, there's an area with a big sort of monitor-like mirror-looking thing off to the side. That is currently clouded. And as you step in here, as you all just sort of one by one, you climb down, and Isabel breathes sort of a sigh of relief as you enter. What's everyone doing?
I guess I'll start wandering around. What are we looking for again, specifically?
We're looking for a means to anchor this, to re-anchor this place once you get a power source that you can use. Isabel will look around. Isabel seems to remember certain controls. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we have the means to get the power to, work the anchor, but we actually need to anchor to something. So,
yeah, there are a few screens here that are kind of staticky right now because of what happened. Is anyone interacting with any of the stuff here, or?
I'm gonna go mess around with the screens for a bit.
Okay.
Like, do they have like dials? Because
Yeah.
if they have dials, I'm just gonna
They
start.
absolutely
turning
have dials.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna start turning the dials. It's mostly because Bor doesn't really know what we're gonna do at this point to anchor the party, so she's just entertaining herself.
Okay.
Can I start looking at the telescope?
Oh yeah, sure. Do you want to look through one of the little ones or the big one?
Yes.
Excellent. So you're going to head out and you're going to start looking at as many telescopes as you can. You're seeing a lot of different things. Some of them are sort of random star patterns a little bit, but a lot of them look like windows into different places that you've actually seen recently from the perspective of being at the party. Different locales, different rooms, different outdoor environments that the party has previously been anchored to. Or at least, well, not anchored. Anchored's the wrong term. Has previously manifested, I'll say. As you're looking through these different things, and you're approaching the big one, and Arushka, at this point, you're going to hear the also, I will say, Vori, as you're starting to work with it, it's going to take you a little time, but you think you're starting to get some images a little bit. It's going to take you a little more fiddling around to figure out exactly how to get from thing to thing. Mac, are you doing anything?
Mac has no idea what's going on here either. He's just going to set up a screen opposite of Vor, and then he's just going to say E7.
Borset looks over at Mac and goes, "Miss."
Such kids.
Okay. Arushka, you're starting to hear the whispering now.
Oh boy.
As each of these little devices, as you come into the room, start saying, and it's not as enthusiastically as they were before, but you hear them saying, secrets. 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 And that's all. They're just sort of each in different cacophony of secrets, 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 secrets. That's all they're saying is the word secrets. And the one in the middle is probably going to address you in the moment, you feel inherently, if you get closer to it.
I will approach politely.
Okay. Shantano is going to get there first. And Shantano, you're looking through the big one, as you know, and it's like... It's very cloudy. It's like you're looking directly into... It's kind of like when you were in that place after you went through the center of the Nexus. Kind of cloudy in the same way is what you're looking at. Sort of clouded area. Arushka, the big scope. I do not know what to do now. You've returned. Evidently, the warning you told me to give was not sufficient.
That's not. I definitely appreciated the warning from myself, I guess. And I would have heeded it, but other things came up.
The danger is not quite what it was. There is still danger. But the Seeker is no longer... The Seeker is no longer there.
Do I know? I feel like the Seeker sounds familiar.
The Seeker, yeah, you dealt with a being called the Seeker of Souls a little while ago.
Yeah.
You all encountered and sent back, basically, you think, sent it back into non-existence to allow Limerence Street to exist.
Right.
But you told me to be skeptical. So I am skeptical.
Skepticism is good.
So why are you here?
Well, the party got unanchored, and we need to re-anchor it, and the only option at the moment is here. So.
Am I supposed to continue guarding the thing that you're having me guard?
I don't know what I was having you guard. I don't remember anything.
Ah, yes. That does present a difficulty. I have to run to the thesaurus real quick. There's a word I need. The vessel.
Vessel?
Yes. The mnemonic vessel.
What was that? What was that? Demonic or pneumonic?
Mnemonic, you think was the word that it said. And you feel this slight tingle. Yes. You feel a slight tingle on the back of your neck when you hear it refer to the mnemonic vessel.
Neck tingles. Well, I guess keep protecting them. Yep, sounds good.
Oh, my charges are... My charges are the mnemonic vessel, and I still can't... The conduit. The conduit is here as well, but I'm having a little trouble accessing it. But if you cannot remember, are you quite certain you don't want me to extract anything from the mnemonic vessel for you?
I mean, no, but also yes.
At this moment, yeah, and you folks have sort of seen that Arushka's having this conversation. Everyone will see this section behind the telescope somewhere just sort of light up. And you see this chamber it's actually probably just a little bit to the right of where the telescope is. This chamber that you hadn't previously seen before lights up and opens, and inside is what looks like this. It kind of looks like a bug light to an extent, almost. But it's really big. It's a sort of it's glass, a glass container with light going up and down inside. And the telescope once again will say to you, "Yes. Yes, I understand you do not recall. This is the vessel in which you placed the extraneous memories."
Oh, no, I don't want any of those. We're good. We're good. Stay there.
You don't want any of the what?
Memories.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. I put them in there on purpose, and they stay there.
Whoa, hang on. I mean, you're a good person now-ish. I feel like completing your memories again wouldn't really turn you back into the old Arushka.
If you don't know them, then how can you learn from them?
Do you want... Okay, here's an idea, Arushka. Do you want me to take a peek and see if they're really as bad as you're afraid they are?
I mean, if you want to.
Maybe we should burn them to, like, I don't know,
Like a disc?
DVD or something.
Yeah.
And then
Watch them later.
Then you can watch them later, and then therefore you don't have to actually, put them back inside your mind. But if we need information, we have some home video.
We're gonna turn my old memories into a
highlight reel.
I mean, if you feel comfortable looking, just so we're all aware, I wasn't a very nice person.
No, I know, but they're not my memories, so they won't impact me. I won't do it if you don't want me looking, but I can at least take a look and see if there really is something so bad in there that you shouldn't look.
Okay. I like to just only if you feel comfortable doing it, because
Can I look too? I'm really into these shared experiences.
Yeah, sure, fine. The more the merrier. Give me your hand, Mac. And yeah,
Gonna be so good.
I'll go over.
We're having a moment with my memories. Roach is like, let's stay over here.
I'll go ahead and try to peek into Aroshka's removed memories.
I'm gonna tell the telescope to let them do this.
Okay. Yeah. No.
I mean, I don't know if you want me to like roll for something. I can, but I can read thoughts and speak mentally with things. So I figure that's
The telescope is going to allow you to do it. So there's not really going to be anything to resist here necessarily. I will point out that as Mac and Vor leave these panels, for a moment, I think Shantano is going to be the one to notice this, because you've been looking through. You don't really see much through the big thing, but you do notice that after they leave the monitors that they were at, Shantano, start to show what looks like, they both show what looks like some kind of vessels on a vessel of some kind on the waves at sea. It's interesting.
We were definitely playing Battleship with real ships somewhere in the gray.
You did. Mac and Vor didn't see these, but it's Shantano can see them.
While this is going on, can I, knowing full well I have no idea what I'm doing, start adjusting the telescope to try and find the demon?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Let me see. So, you're using a device that has been set up as like divination. Let me see if I have. I don't think I've established. Yeah. Okay. So I think you're looking for a very specific demon. You're trying to figure out how this whole thing works, and you're trying to figure out how to get. You do have the advantage of having been in the middle of the etheric of the thing that powered this place at one time, so that might help a little. I think the difficulty of just doing it on your own. I think the challenge for this, for just finding the demon on your own using one of these scopes. Without any adjustments, is going to be, it's probably going to be 10. So you're going to get at least 1 point toward it for having been through the etheric nexus. So you'd need at least a 9 or better without anything. Is there anything else you want to pull in toward this?
Is the Swan still active?
Let me check. We did draw a new card. We did just draw a new card. Unfortunately, that.
I don't know how that works. Okay,
so
that's no longer a thing.
So we're now at. Let me look at it. I'm sorry, my brain is not with me right now. Where is it? It is right here. We're on the untrustworthy mirror now. It is mysteries. And. So yeah, we've shifted over, but so that's current. So we're currently at an even keel, I would say, as far as a lot of this goes. So what do you want to? What else would you like to bring toward this, though?
I think I give my skills mark. What kind of points can I put into it?
I'm sorry, what was that? What was the question?
So can I put any of my other points, like sorted it?
Yeah. So if you want to, you could totally, if you want to turn this into, you want to turn this into, if you want to use magic, there's that. But then also, if you want to use any of your bene, then this is probably on the mental side of things. Watch as I try to remember where the things are. Oh, also, by the way, incidentally, do you still have? There are a lot of wicked keys around. If you decide you end up wanting to use that, and there would be no roll involved there. But where am I? Let's see. Sortilege can add enhancement to any die roll if nearby and in sight. Where are the? If you think you have a category of bene that would apply here, which you probably do, you could apply a bene.
Does my apostate thing of ignoring the effect of a soothe card help?
You're not really being penalized right now by the soothe card, so it's not really gonna do anything like that. I see what you mean. It's like, can I still get the bonus from the previous card? But I don't think it's gonna. I do see that. It depends on how you interpret it, I guess. But I kind of feel like, it would probably be. It's just that the current card would not have an effect on you if you want to do that. So I don't see it. So unless you're trying to do. So I don't think it would benefit you unless you're trying to do silver magic. In which case you wouldn't have a penalty.
I guess maybe I can add intellect to it or something.
Use intellect? Yeah, you can totally do that. So that would bring it, if you use an intellect Benny, that would bring it down to 8 or better. And is there anything else you want to try to bring into it? Either, from your character sheet or circumstantially you want to try to try to do with it?
I think that's about all I have.
Okay. Well, if you and again, the only other thing I could think you could try to do is use magic, if you wanted to try to do that.
Unless, I have searching actually.
Searching would probably help here, I think. Yeah. So if you're using searching, then that can bring it down to a 7. Because you are specifically searching for something right now.
I'm pretty sure magical lore won't help, right?
I'm sorry, for some reason it's coming in very soft. Which one? Which spell?
So I'm pretty sure magical lore won't help, right?
Magical lore. Yeah, no, this is you're trying to find a
more demon.
Yeah, you're trying to find a void demon. This is which is not really a specific a specific thing in under magical lore per se exactly.
I think that's good enough for me.
All right, so yeah, you just it's still if you're not using magic or anything, it's just a single die roll and you're trying to get a 7 or better, and it could happen. You got a 7. Well, there we are. Okay. So, Chantineau stares into the void for a moment as you are using the controls on this thing you're thinking you're beginning to grasp a little bit. Thankfully, it was built user-friendly. And you realize for a moment there's a trick to this. And I'm going to come back to you in a moment as you realize that sort of the direction you have to turn this scope. But you find a trace and you begin to follow it. I'll get back to you in a moment. So now, Vor, you and Mac are looking into these memories. Vor, you are using... What are you using to look into the memories, just so I'll know?
I mean, I have the ability to read the thoughts of a being within a close range. I don't know if this technically counts as a being, but I feel like it's a stash of memories, so I should be able to...
They are the thoughts of a being. They are the thoughts of your cousin.
It's not attached to me at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. They're not attached to her, but they are the thoughts of her. So I feel like I ought to be able to just read those.
There is a lot milling around in there. So you're going to need to isolate something.
Okay. Well, I guess what I'm really looking for is anything that we would that would be like personality altering.
Okay.
Because I'm really trying to make a determination on whether it would be safe for Eroshka to take these memories back, or whether they really do need to be out of her.
Okay. So, I'm going to turn one more card.
Cool.
And then I'm going to need to ask Arras some things.
Boy.
Cool. I want the card to be the lucky coin because that's Vor's favorite card.
I understand. Let's see what we drew. It's not the lucky coin.
Okay. You were blinking a lot, and I was like, maybe it is the lucky coin.
I know, for a moment, but no. It's interesting in this context. I'm not sure what it means, but we'll find out in a moment. Let me go ahead and pull that card up here. You just grab it here as we're doing this. Yeah, let's see. This is this one. Okay. Let me, in fact, just pull it up on my document. Okay. I have pulled the card called the Messiah.
Oh, God.
What? Okay, then.
Wow. All right. Let's hear it. I don't
Many
think we've ever
fear
had this
change.
card.
Yeah. Many fear change. This is a visions card. Many fear change. Others embrace it eagerly. Often, not always, but often, the former live happy and satisfying situations, while the latter do not. In other words, change is a salvation that not everyone needs. The Messiah is the defender of the Visions family. She defends by changing the things that threaten or menace. As a defender, the Messiah is particularly concerned with families and the bonds of love that exist there. In divination, first and foremost, the Messiah portends change. The source of the change is almost certainly external to the person in question. More often than not, this is a positive change, and in fact, the worse things are for the person, the more likely that the change will be positive. The Messiah can indicate the involvement of a beloved family member like a parent or sibling. This involvement is not always positive. Okay.
I feel like now's a good time to point out, for better or for worse, that Eroshka is Vor's cousin.
Mm-hmm.
How did you pull the most relevant card?
It's a great question, isn't it?
Magical.
Yep. So, yeah. So, you're looking for memories involving. You said you want to see if it's going to be dangerous, but you said your memories involving something specific. What was it you said?
Well, I'm looking for personality altering memories, like things that would be like big watershed things that like if Eroshka were to reabsorb that memory, it could cause like a detrimental personality shift.
Okay. So, I have to ask Arras something.
Yeah.
In light of this card,
Uh-huh.
it seems that it is possible it seems there's room in our narrative, in our current card, for Eroshka, for your former self to have been motivated to some degree by love or by family.
Uh-huh.
Upon making the change that she chose to make. That is possible. There was definitely a reversal, a drastic change that happened.
Yeah.
So, what I think I want to ask you here is that we need a memory surrounding the moment that Eroshka chose to look beyond the edge. I can tell you she did it from here.
Uh-huh.
And I can tell you that she knew that she went into it probably knowing that whatever she saw beyond the edge, she might want to afterward divest herself of some of the memories of that. These are things we have established to an extent. And, in addition to what I've just said. So, what do you think this memory looks like? And do you think she's, and specifically, as to Vor's question, as you're thinking of the answer to this, do you think Eroshka is harming anyone in doing so? Or do you think Eroshka is trying not to harm anyone in doing so? What do you think? Where do you think she's at? What did she want? So those are kind of the questions here. So what do you think we're seeing, and what do you think she wanted?
I feel like Eroshka was probably trying to help somebody, but might have been like a specific somebody or set of somebody's, like sort of because I feel like past Eroshka was kind of selfish, so it's kind of like protecting my people at all costs. So might have been aware that people were going to get hurt, but just didn't care because it was about people that shouldn't care about. Right? If that makes sense. It's trying to help some specific people at the possible expense of other people.
Okay. So, if she was trying to help some specific people, her people,
Yes.
is kind of what we're looking at here. Oh, let me look at my file really quickly.
The file.
I made some notes a little while ago, and I just wanted to see real quick what I wrote down about this.
Go on the table.
Okay. Okay. So, I can say that it's possible that, it's entirely possible someone you may have been trying to help or protect. It could have been, Isabel. It could have been Vor, possibly, because this is, your family. It could have been someone bad, we don't know. But also from things that we've seen before, there was a point where you were kind of trying to help Mac with something in your former self. You were trying to help because it's like you became aware of the fact that that Manfred had suddenly been hired to do something. Mm-hmm. That's something else we've previously established in a memory that was made visible. Well, not actually a memory even. It was just a.
Out of curiosity, what's Mac look like in this memory?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, Mac wasn't in it. Remember, it's a memory that took place. It's something Mac observed. In the that Mac wasn't physically there, but Aroshka and Mayfer were there, and it was here in the observatory. You saw this at the Enigma. But it's a good question, right? So I guess the question is, I've been rambling a little bit, throwing out some possibilities. Again, in light of the fact that you're doing something semi-messianic here, in looking beyond the edge, possibly a thing that could lead to the world's destruction. We don't know. But if done carefully, might be beneficial. What do you think? Who do you think you were trying to protect? And also, you feel free to name other things that I haven't said, if you want. You can make up whatever you like here, is what I'm telling you.
I almost feel like it would have had to be a bunch of things to, like, push Roska to that point, like, if it makes sense. Like, many things happened, but let's say the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, was Isabel. Like the one that, like, I don't know. Words are hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think you were trying to protect Isabel from the forces in play at that time? He said enigmatically.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I think that you're going to see Zavor. I think the memory you're going to see is this room, and things are a little bit askew in this memory that takes place here in this room in the observatory. There are things that, you know, some of the equipment has been knocked over. There's a panel that's been damaged. And you see you're sort of seeing and hearing that from one side of the room, and this is, I think Avor and Mac are both seeing this. That It's interesting the way this memory, because it's not complete exactly, it's sort of splintered a little bit. The beginning of it is very similar to what I have described as it's in this. It takes place in this room, and it has Arushka kind of arguing with Gilda Morgan, and Mac and Vor, you hear Arushka basically insisting that it has to be stable. And that there is, just something that needs to, to be able to look out. And you see her kind of like this sort of memory of that kind of splits in two directions. That's the weird thing about this memory, is that it's like two things are happening simultaneously. This is weird. This does not normally happen with single individual memories. And you're looking at it and you're like, no, this isn't a memory that's combined with another one. This is a single memory. But there are two tracks. On one track, Gilda does something weird with the equipment and looks quickly into the big telescope. And then there's a big flash of light and then oblivion? And then in this parallel part of the memory, Arushka that continues, Arushka's looking through the scope first, seemingly as though it's like, as if, and you're getting the idea that it's like as if to stop Gilda from looking in there first, almost as though she knows.
Do I see what Arushka saw? It's Arushka's memory.
This is where yes, this is, oh.
Because I would be seeing it from her point of view.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? You would, wouldn't you? You kind of look in, you see sort of, and you and Mac are both seeing this. You're looking in, seeing this area of stars that actually, Mac, you've seen these stars before. In the, that sort of the, on the stair. In that half realm. On the stair. And
I hate that.
There's a point, like a horizon almost, a horizon made up of stars, that you see her looking past, and there's something there. But as I said, this memory is a little splintered. But you see it's like, it's not an instantaneous thing that happens looking beyond the edge. I need to explain. It comes in parts. You look, and you see there's a portion of like, there's a corridor of void, and then there's something out beyond, and then things skip ahead for a moment as though that's been being digested, and you see once again the lab in ruins, as I had, not in ruins, but in disarray. It's in more disarray at this point. As you see at one panel, or near one panel, and sort of near the big sort of glass monitor, the big sort of looking glass mirror thing, you see Isabel. As she's trying to do something sorcerous with the monitor or something beyond, and you see her looking over. And you hear Arushka say, "No, I'm not going to let them take you. We have him pinned. I'm not going to let it happen that way again. And she adjusts the control. She puts her... that it seems as though Isabel is resistant to this. As Aroshka adjusts the control and Isabel starts moving toward Aroshka. And it's as though for a moment Aroshka casts a spell that she had prepared. You think it looks like Vance. It's not outside of codified practices. It's a Vance spell. Vor, you get an echoing back memory from before the war where this is you seem to recall this is Aroshka's "Shut up and listen to me" spell.
Oh my god, that sounds like a thing Vor would have a lot of experience with. Actually, deep personal experience.
And Isabel is starting to moves much more slowly as she's trying to reach where Aroshka is. And there's this brief moment where you can sense that Aroshka is just slowly, almost beatifically smiling, and she says, "It's going to be all right. I've got it this time. We're going to be all right." And she turns and she looks into the telescope.
And then the memory ends.
There is a brief flash just before the memory ends, just as the memory is ending, of this thing. I say it's a thing. It can't even be defined fully this way, because how do you describe something unfathomable by definition? You get this feeling that's a little bit similar to the feeling that you had when you convinced yourself that unreal things could be real. So you're at least grasping it a little bit, what it is that you think you might be looking at just the tiniest glimpse of. You're not seeing the whole thing even, but just the beginning glimpse of beyond this horizon of stars that is a border between what is possible and what is not possible. Mac, this is the first time you've seen this concept, so it probably hits you a little bit harder. But you're only catching a slight glimpse of it.
Does it sound kind of paradox almost?
You are looking for the briefest moment over the edge of paradox. And the memory ends. And now just briefly, I'm going to, as you are doing this and pulling back out of it and trying to process what it is that you have just seen, Vor and Mac, Shantanu, you see something in the void bound by some kind of chain that you come upon a couple of realizations about. One is that it's breathing in a very slow, labored rhythm. You can see that much happening as its being that you are looking at here. Its being seems like it is being stifled by the void around it to an extent, like it's been turned in on itself. The second thing you notice and realize is that the controls in this observatory, part of the reason you were able to find it is because they have been set to look exactly in that spot before. And the third thing you will notice, and you see this head that it's hard to define its shape with so much darkness around it. But you see what could be a head with long curved tendrils of some kind. They could be horns, they could be something else coming off of it. And you see that it raises its head and it is looking directly at you.
Uh-oh.
But you have seen where it is, precisely in its spot between here and the void. And it now also knows where you are. And I think that is where we're going to conclude for the evening.
Well.
So, we have reached a point where more lore is unfurling, and we're getting closer. We're getting closer to finding all of the little truths of things that have been pent up since prior to the war. It's starting to come unraveled. We're gonna go and go around and do our joy and despair, so we can see how we're doing and roughly where we are with all of this. So, I'm going to go in regular order. So we're going to start with Wilde. So, Wilde, do we think Shantano got any joy or despair today?
They got some joy this time, because they found exactly what they were looking for.
Yes, you did. And that cannot be debated.
What you were looking for also found you, so you know.
That's true.
Uh-oh.
And I'm sorry, was there something else?
Oh no, just like, no big deal. I've faced the end of the world, apocalyptic things before, whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. It's old hat, really. And now, Arras, do we feel as though Aroshka has received joy or despair today?
I feel like Aroshka's definitely on the despairing end.
More despair!
We're finally balancing. I had all that joy, and I was like, I need to experience some despair because I'm not going to get any crux. We're good. We're great. We swung the other direction.
Yep.
Everything sucks.
It's
now.
time to start cashing in.
This is Aroshka's very bad, no good day.
Why is Aroshka despairing? I'm just curious.
Just like all the things that are happening and finding out all of these things, and like Aroshka was aware, right, that maybe in the past Aroshka was not a very nice person and did a lot of really questionable / possibly terrible things, but it kind of sucks being like faced with the consequences of your past actions.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't even remember the actions in question. You're like, why did I do this?
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. But
your past self, why?
Well, we're starting to uncover the answers to that, and so I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there. But now I will go over to Anino. Do we think Mac received any joy or despair today?
I think he got a joy because he was able to convince. He was able to convince Aroshka to go into the place that she did not want to go.
Very fair.
And is on the verge of convincing them to, reclaim some of their memories.
Yes. Those delicious memories.
Because there are some memories of him that's probably in there too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Probably memories of war in there too, actually. now that you think about it.
Something you might want to think about, just saying. All right, and finally then over to Danielle. Do you think that Vor got any joy or despair today?
I think specifically because of the memory that we just walked through, I think Vor takes a despair.
Okay.
Because Vor would be looking at the memory and feeling as if she was Aroshka, and I think in that instance, the choice that Aroshka was making, I think in knowing what it meant for her and what it would mean for her future, despair.
Yeah. Also, I will say, you're getting just the slightest hint of the kind of crap you can do with the sort of knowledge of the sort of idea of unreal things being real.
Yeah, and I, to be honest, Vor's brain is unhinged enough at this point with that whole thing that I don't think the idea of paradox in and of itself bothers her. I think she's okay with the idea of two contradictory things being true simultaneously.
That's fair. All right. No, that works. Okay, well then, that's that's a wrap on this one. We're gonna go ahead then and go around as we come out of this, and do our outros. You can feel free to tell folks where they can find you and any final thoughts you have about this session, favorite moments or whatever. And we shall once again go reverse order, and we shall start with Danielle.
Hi y'all, I'm Danielle. I'm at RedRackinTour on Twitch and Twitter. You can find me there for all kinds of nerdy stuff. Got a lot of big cosplay photos coming back from DragonCon, or starting to, so if that's your jam, you should check me out. Also, you can find me tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/Scott's Case Files for Season 2 of our Dune game. This is using the Modifius 2D20 system that came out earlier this year. And the movie's coming out, so if you really want to get yourself in a Dune mood, you can come watch us. I actually missed the first session of Season 2, so I'm excited to find out what shenanigans have taken place in my absence. And then for this session, you've given me a very large can of worms to open with this box of Aroshka's memories, and I look forward to dumping all the worms on the floor and sorting through them later.
What a beautiful visual.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Excellent.
Back and we're gonna have a puzzle night.
Yeah.
Especially that the can of worms / puzzle is like Aroshka's brain.
Memories.
So the brain is the can then.
Easily could be. Easily.
Sure, if you want to follow the metaphor down that far, go for it. Yeah.
Sure, why not? I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it'll be just fine. It'll be great. Okay, well then, let's head over to Anino.
Hi everyone, my name is Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino4K, and my website has my full schedule over on Anino4K.com. I am raising money this month, as I do for every October. And this year I'm raising money for RACES in Texas, the Refugee and Immigrant Center for Education and Legal Services. The link to the Tiltify donation page is right there in chat. We've got a number of cool one-shots coming up in 2 weeks on this channel. On the 15th, Other Duct is going to host and GM a game of Inspectors with a number of folks that I haven't played some TTRPGs with for a while. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think that's it for now.
Are we doing that on my channel or on your channel? I'm
I
good
think
either
we'll
way.
do it on yours.
Okay.
We'll do it on yours.
Okay, sure. Yeah, no problem. Cool. Awesome. And any final thoughts about this session?
Yeah, so I feel like today was awesome chosen because Mac got to use his goetic skills, but not on his spirit, just on Roshka. Doing a little slice of colloquy in there to, push his motives forward a little. But yeah, it's cool.
Admittedly, now we know Aroshka's very motivated to help people that she likes, so.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, you can catch me tomorrow on the Weave the Tale channel at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for the third episode of Paradise City Stories, a Mutants and Masterminds game. So,
I looked in on that game, and it is what I believe the kids call off the hook. You really need to look at this.
Is that what the kids say these days?
I think so. I'm not sure.
It totally does. That's what everybody in the channel or like in the team would say. Not my character though. My character is a little bit on the grumpy older side of things.
Yeah, I also saw something. I saw a clip of that character. Apparently, I seemed to not be expressing too kind a thought toward the idea of brunch.
Look, there are some folks out there who might think that brunch is a little bougie. So, just say.
For shame.
It's.
I mean, it's something that only successful Vizsla could, afford to do.
That's pretty fair.
On a daily occurrence.
I was gonna say, are not the super powerful mages that control the world like the ultimate bougie? Yes,
pretty much.
That's fair. That's very fair. I think yes. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just post the link down here. Yes, there you go. There you go. For anyone who wants to see that. Just so we can see that, because that I saw that and I was like, I mean, it's true. If Vizsla are as being as evolved as they are, they have a wider view of such things, I think. Okay, I'm going to stop prodding now. Now over to Arras.
Hi, I'm Arras, or Animus Panthera. I'm Animus Panthera, or Animus.Panthera, practically everywhere on the internet, but I'm most active on Twitter, probably. I am a real-life zoologist, so I love talking about animals, also like cosplay, gaming. I am also a jeweler. I recently made a bunch of stuff for an art show, and I sold nothing, so hopefully soon I'll have some new stuff in the store that's perfect, spooky for Halloween. I draw a lot of skulls. So if you're interested, check that out. The only place you can find me gaming on the internet right now is right here on Saturdays playing Invisible Sun. Yay! And the only other thing I've got is that my podcast group, Black Lively Productions, is still accepting pitches for new shows. So if you have an idea for a podcast, hit me up.
Awesome.
As for favorite moments of this episode, just define favorite. I mean, they were all bad, but in a good way.
Any final thoughts about any of it, or are we good?
Excited for next time. See where this is going.
Me too. Awesome. All right, and then finally over to Wilde.
So hi, I'm Wilde Engineer at Wilde Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. Currently, this is the only thing you can see me doing online. So, yeah. Today was a fun day. It was great. I think it was amazing that we saw both the end of the world, the prevention of the end of the world, and also quite possibly brought the end of the universe back again, all in one single session.
Well, sometimes the end of the world happens.
Sometimes
More than once.
Several times in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, all that brunch energy's got to go somewhere.
It does, really.
Yeah.
It absolutely has to. Because it's just too powerful, I think, for one person to control, honestly.
Instead of cosmic background radiation, we have cosmic brunch radiation.
I mean, yeah.
Oh.
That's fair. That's fair. And I will just say that I didn't know which way you folks were going to go today. I didn't know if we were going to stumble into all this stuff tonight or not. I knew that there was a chance of it if we got to the observatory. So
Oh boy.
I didn't know if you were going to go to the mushrooms or to the observatory or go out looking for the Susurrus Queen. I didn't know what was going to happen, but it's very interesting that we landed here.
Interesting.
Oh, yes, very, very interesting. I love it. You folks keep me on my toes constantly, and it is wonderful.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
really going hard for the actual plot lately.
Yeah,
You know, what is up with that?
Making up for lost time, I guess.
I know what's going on. I know. Well, I will at least say that you in heading for the observatory, you've made a very nice sharp right turn away from the directed campaign for a moment.
Oh, good.
But we'll see what happens. if we end up bringing it back, we'll see. Awesome. But then what's left? Yes. Once again, I am Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. Apparently, also, I recently remembered I've been designing games, and so if you want to go down to the itch.io link down there, you can look at those and perhaps purchase them if you wish. They're free or pay what you want. They're not really. I wouldn't define them as like fully. They're still kind of in my head works in progress, but there's enough of them out if folks want them. So there are a couple of games now down there, and I'm working on more. Strangely enough, because I can't seem to stop myself. But on this channel, what do we have happening? Well, right now, the only game that is, the only RPG that's recurring on this channel is Invisible Sun on Saturday nights. But as we get into late October, we are going to be having a game of Sunken. That's going to be a mini campaign, which may include someone who's here, whom you may see on the screen tonight. Multiple people actually that you see on the screen tonight. So that is we'll be talking more about that as we get closer, but that is Sarah's going to be running that, and it is it's basically a ocean horror essentially, and so I'm very much looking forward to that. As also previously I had stated that I was making a decision about I am running an off stream game of Don't Rest Your Head. I did decide it's not going to be something I'm going to stream, because sometimes I just need to have an off-stream game that I'm doing that's, if I decide it's going to go one way or another and I'm like, I'd rather save that for off-stream, and so that's happening with Don't Rest Your Head. But there will be other games happening in the future. All right. Well, when we hit the end card, we are going to send a raid over to Praxagora Thesmophoria. Deirdre has been playing Mass Effect for 12 and a half hours today.
Yeah, just to put that in context, I had 2 streams today, 2 streamed TTRPG games, and she's been playing throughout all of it.
There's a lot of commitment to that happening today, so we're going to go over there and say hi to her. Feel free, if you are so inclined, to say hi to her with us and congratulate her on playing for such an incredibly long time, as that takes commitment, I gotta tell you. So that, again, will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.